I want to do a video about mental illness. I'm not going to get into various illnesses and all that right now, but excuse me, I'm tired. I want to just talk about the stigma of it in general and people making YouTube videos and not thinking about what they're saying. Like in true crime videos, I'm watching a lot of that now. And, a lot of people that commit these heinous crimes have severe mental illness. So, yeah, when you're making videos, you can say, yeah, this person is batshit crazy, of course, because you would have to be to do some of the stuff that we see in true crime. But some people go a little bit far when making videos about other things and talking about people with mental illness. Most people don't understand mental illness. They just see what they see on TV, or they see these heinous true crime videos. They'll see somebody like Kanye, and then they think everyone with mental illness is just that severe. And it's not the case. Like when I worked at the state facility, yeah, those people that went there were severe. They were the NGRIs, not guilty by reason of insanity. They were the schizophrenics. They were the violent people. They were people throwing themselves off buildings, severe mental illness. But the average everyday person is not like off their rocker and can't think, can't function. When I was in the hospital, I mainly saw a lot of people that were med seeking. People came in there, they wanted the drugs, they knew they could get them there. Ativan was prescribed just like candy. You had people that would come in there that were homeless. They ran out of money for the month. They would come in there, say they were suicidal, and really were not suicidal. So you just had people that were lying, med seeking. Of course, we had a person that was bipolar 1 and was manic at the time. We had depressed people. We had the borderlines that were self-harming. But there were just a lot of people that just had mental illness that, they weren't what you see on TV. It was just, the basic depression. I'm not trying to belittle the depressed. I'm just saying it's where they're depressed. They're still functional, but they're depressed. The bipolar 2s that, just needed a medication change or whatever. You mainly see bipolar 1s in the hospital. But I'm just talking about in general what I've encountered over the years. Most people, you wouldn't even know that they had a mental illness. Because it's just not something that you can see. You can see the ones that are bad off, but the average everyday person that has a mental illness, you probably will never know. Mental illness is so prevalent. You can bet your life that you know a lot of people with mental illness, but you would never know, and they probably won't tell you unless they're open about it, because the stigma is still really bad. And that's because of television. People see, what they see on television. They don't know anything about it. And then they think everyone with a mental illness is that bad. But it's not true. A lot of doctors and nurses have mental illness. I've worked with plenty of them. All walks of life, judges, teachers, doctors, everyone. Lots of people have mental illness. But, the stigma has gotten a little bit better. People are more open about it now. But it's still bad because you hear people joking around all the time about it. when I was working, the nurses and the doctors said demeaning, degrading things all the time about patients. All the time. And it's sad. It really is sad. So when you're making your YouTube videos, don't casually joke about mental illness. If a person is just really out there, like the Lori Vallow, who is just like batshit crazy, perfectly fine saying that, but don't, mock people and talk about mental illness just casually, saying nasty, mean things about it, because it's more than likely you've got close family members that have a mental illness, and it just perpetuates the stereotype and stigma, and it makes people not want to get help, and people need to get the help that they need for it. You might have a mental illness and not even know it. A lot of people with mental illness don't even know they have it. It's just that prevalent. We've got to get to the point where people don't feel ashamed of getting help. This will stop a lot of suicides. This may stop a lot of mass shootings and other things if people don't feel ashamed to get the help they need. So really think about what you say before you say it, especially the big channels that have a lot of followers. When ignorant people watch someone saying ignorant things, then it just spreads and it gets worse. So be mindful of what you're saying about mental illness. Anyway, that's it, guys. Hit that like button and that subscribe button, and I hope you have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are.